These videos are brought to you by HobbySilicone.com, a byproduct of MPK Enterprises.
During the next few minutes, I'm going to show you how to make an open face mold using this sheriff's badge that I sculpted for Halloween. I'm going to use the shape of the star as the shape of my mold to save on silicone. Here I've already cut the pieces of foam core, and now you can see that I've hinged them by just scoring and folding the sides. And now I'll tack them down and then hot glue them into place. It's an ideal construction material. Here I've cut the foam core into strips, and now I've measured out each angle of the star, and I'm just scoring each fold that I will make with the foam core. Saves a lot of time in the long run, and I can just glue this down once I'm ready. The next step is to glue the sculpture to the foam core. The reason why you want to do this is because without the glue, the sculpture will float upwards after you've poured the silicone down. Let's put that foam core wall down now. Next, I will take some hot glue and glue around the edge of the box to make sure that there's absolutely no leaks possible for the silicone to find. I marked a red line inside the box so that you can see that that is where I intend to stop pouring my silicone. This will add about 3/8 silicone on top of the star. Now I'm going to glue on this final wall, and we're going to be ready to mix some silicone. Besides the top quality silicone, the thing I like is that Hobby Silicone sells smaller versions for the hobbyists, such as this 2-pound kit and this 10-pound kit. You can buy just what you need to get your job done. I'm using a 10-pound kit of 2125 silicone for this project. Now the cup's on the scale, I tear out the weight, so now it's back at 0 again. I'll go ahead and start pouring my silicone into the cup. If you've taken proper steps to make sure that your area will be clean, there's no worry if you accidentally spill a little silicone. Now that I have 500 grams of silicone, I need to tear off the scale and weigh out 10% of the catalyst, which would be 50 grams. Stirring the catalyst and silicone together has to be an accurate process. The silicone is done being mixed when it'll be an even green color. You'll see that I have to scrape the sides of the container and the bottom to make sure that I can get this even tone happening. You probably have seen on the Hobby Silicone website that there are different speeds of catalyst depending upon how quickly you need your mold to set. The green catalyst I'm using here has excellent stretch and very good tear strength. It also has very good mold life and library life. The silicone in conjunction with this catalyst is ideal for making creatures and special effects molds. It's also ideal for molding figurines. Without the aid of an evacuator to remove the bubbles from the silicone, the next best thing is to do a high pour. Hold the cup a few feet in the air and do a thin stream of silicone down into your mold. For best results, hold it in the corner and just let the silicone work as a wave to cross over your sculpture. Let the silicone set overnight, and then in the morning you can demold your piece. A tiny amount of silicone slipped underneath my star during the molding process, but it wasn't a problem.
Again, this is 2125 silicone and Moldmaster Green Catalyst.
Now it's time to start our casting process. You'll need a box of tongue depressors and small cups, a mold release sold at Hobby Silicone or baby powder, which I like to use, a box of latex gloves, and you'll also want a 1/2-inch chip brush seen here, which I like to use to disperse the baby powder into the mold like this. Once it's evenly spread and you put a little bit on the outside flange there, blow the mold out and you're good to go. The resin is sold in 2 equal parts. This is part A, and in the upper right corner is the type of resin you're using. A simple 50-50 mix is all it requires. Next, I'll take part B, seen here, and I'm going to add an equal amount in and just visually eyeball it until it's just right. This is volume measuring. The other way that you could do it would be measuring it by weight, which you would weigh equal parts on a scale. A gram scale, to be exact. I'll mix this until it gets nice and warm. Once I feel that it's warm enough, I just pour in the resin and let it cure. This takes a few minutes. I like to leave it in for about 10 to 15 minutes after it finishes going white. The warmer your resin is, the faster it cures. The ideal temperature to work with resin is about 70 degrees. The resin is cured, and now I can take my part out of the mold. I've compiled a list of materials which you'll need to do this project.